Look, before we get into the content, it's really important that you guys hit that subscribe button. We're out here every single day working for y'all, trying to hit y'all with the best content. And what motivates us to keep going is people like you. So hit the subscribe button, join the conversation, join the Deuce Gang.
What he said.
One thing that I've been watching a lot lately, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, is Clubhouse. There's a lot of drama on Clubhouse. It's that app where these celebrities go on there and they talk.
Oh yeah,
shit.
okay, yeah.
Whack 100 has been on there with Tekashi 6ix9ine, and it's been a huge cluster of effery, and I've been enjoying every single moment of it. But he brought Tekashi on there, and that's what kind of started the whole thing. And Tekashi, as we all know, he's a snitch. He's a rat, but he's still a millionaire. He's still doing his thing,
right?
And this Clubhouse and Tekashi moving around, I believe, stemmed our homies at the We Love Hip Hop podcast. Shout out Herc, shout out Friday, shout out Guts. To have a conversation, Gucci, of course, to have a conversation about Mayhem Morearty. Right?
Oh,
so, yeah.
Whoa.
Well, Solitaire was on their show, and they spent like 10 minutes diving into the whole Black Jays thing. So, long story short, according to them, there's no interview booked, but they are thinking, or at least having a conversation around possibly doing an interview with Mayhem.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people are against it because, well, we all know the Mayhem story, or at least the surface level stuff, right? He snitched basically. And by the way, one thing, if you guys haven't seen it, go see Some Sort of Judas. It's a Mayhem Morearty documentary. It happened after the court case and everything. Really, really good. But anyways, they're having a conversation like, should we do it? We're media, but people might look at us a ways. But why are you looking at us a ways? We're not in the streets. We're not a part of that. Why can't we just interview the man?
Right.
I will ask you, before you speak to the homies at the We Love Hip Hop podcast.
Okay.
Would you interview Mayhem Morearty? And if so, why? And if not, why not?
Absolutely. Why? Absolutely. I would interview him because regardless of what he's done in his personal life for whatever reasons he has, his music, his impact on the city, it can't be denied. Anybody who knows his name for real, knows what he was before Drake was Drake, or when Drake was early buzzing. Before that, there was Mayhem. I'll just put it that way. You know what I mean? And while I do come from the quote unquote street life and that lifestyle and that background, and that what we're doing is not the streets. I'm not in the hood right now. Right now, it's two guys having a conversation because we know that there's people that want to hear about these conversations. As much as there's people in the streets that don't want to hear about it, there's people that do, or people that don't want to hear about it don't have to be in the streets. We know that there's people that do want to hear about it and that do benefit. So that's why we talk about the things we talk about. I know for me personally, that's why I do it.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on snitching?
Well, you know how I feel about snitching, man.
Well, like, just for the sake of the video, what are your thoughts on snitching?
I'm not for it, long story short. We're not going to make that a long answer.
So what I'm saying is, I believe as a media personality, you should be able to interview whoever you want, as long as you still remain grounded, you still stand for whatever it is you stand for. Case in point, homies over there at the We Love Hip Hop podcast, I think if anybody should interview Mayhem Morearty about music, it should definitely, you guys are the Toronto podcast. It should definitely be you guys. However, if you're going to go into his background, his story, the snitching, if you guys do not believe in snitching, if you guys think it's wrong, I think you should keep that energy, respectfully, of course. Because, by the way, let me say this. Just because somebody's a snitch, that doesn't give you the right to call them a snitch. Just because somebody's a snitch doesn't mean they can't do shit to you and hurt you. A snitch doesn't make them a frail individual. It just means they snitched. So just because somebody's a snitch, that doesn't give you the right to call them a snitch. You might get fucked up like that. But to the point, Hip Hop, We Love Hip Hop podcast. If you guys do interview him, which I think you guys should, honestly, and based on how you feel about snitching, if you're gonna have that conversation, I just think your approach respectfully should be in that line of questioning. Like, if I'm not for it, I will let you know that right away in our conversation. And my questions are going to more or less dictate the conversation. And you're gonna feel that. I'm not gonna shy away from it. I'm not gonna pretend like it was okay. You understand what I'm saying? So if the interview does happen, which I think will be big, I think it's because I don't even think a lot of people seen that documentary. Again, Some Sort of Judas. I don't think a lot of people seen that documentary. So I think that this interview will certainly answer a lot of questions. So I think they should do it.
I'm not even gonna make this long. I'm just gonna talk directly to them. So Friday, Guts, Gooch, Basmati, whoever ends up doing this interview.
If it happens.
If it happens, right? I'm gonna tell it to you straight like this. All those same people who saying that you shouldn't do it because he's a snitch, because of this, because of that, those gonna be the same people watching your video when it comes out. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say to you. That's all you need to hear. And if at the end of the day, like this guy said, you can finish that interview and at the end of it, you still have your integrity. You feel like you didn't break any of your own moral codes, because remember, you're a podcast. You guys ain't the streets. And people, if they don't understand that, it's not your job to explain it to them. Your job is to provide the good content that you continue to provide. And that's it. If people hate on it, guess what? We get the negative comments too. And it's not going to stop. There's always going to be somebody hating on you, but you know what they can never hate on? Growth, progress, and success. All right. So I'll leave with those.
Viewing public, what are your thoughts, man? I will put the link to the We Love Hip Hop podcast, like their conversation about possibly interviewing him, so you guys can check that out as well. Leave in the comments, should they do it, should they not? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Adeuces. Keeping it local though.
Yo, thanks for watching that video, making it all the way to the end. You made it this far, you have to like. Please subscribe and comment on the video as well. Join the conversation.
Absolutely. We finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Yes, we are trying to get to 1,000, and we can only do that with your help. You can start by watching that next video. You see that tiny little icon? Click on that icon, rinse and repeat. Deuces.
Deuce.